Hey guys, welcome to Motoroids.com. My name is Amit and this is the new Kia Seltos which has been unveiled globally today. And this is the first time this car has been revealed to the world in its production version, and it looks rather promising, I must say. Let's have a look at the car's front first, and although it's slightly not as subtle as I would have wanted it to be, but still it looks very nice. It stands out and doesn't look loud or kitschy as some other cars recently do, and I quite like what I see here. So this is an all new platform, all new car, and designers from India and the rest of the 4 design centers of Kia globally have co-created this car and has been made for India. So let's have a look at the front, and if you can see here, the headlamp design is rather intricate, and this is the DRL here, as you can see, which runs all the way into the middle of the front grille. And apart from that, if you look at the top 4 blocks, those are the headlamps. Then these 4 blocks again are headlamps. So when the high beam is up, all 4 up and all 4 down are lit. But when you are on low beam, 2 on the left and 2 on the left on the lower block will be on. 2 inside will be turned off. The 3 lines that you see here are blinkers, and these here are projector LED fog lamps. The grille, if you look closely, this garnish here is done in kind of a diamond dust, and it looks rather nice. It looks rather shimmering. This is a honeycomb mesh done in piano black, and it looks rather bold and nice. I quite like the stance of this car. Looks better than the MG Hector to me for sure, and I would say it looks more proportionate and very well designed, and competes rather well with the Tata Harrier as well. I think this is one of the best looking cars in this segment, if I can have my opinion on it. So that's about the front design. The bonnet also has these 2 sharp creases which give it a very muscular kind of a stance. The wheels here are 17 inches, shod with 215 section Goodyear Assurance tires, and you have disc brakes up front and at the rear. And if you look at these doors, you'll see that you have this black line going across, and underneath you'll have this silver lining. There is plastic undercladding all through the car to make sure that it looks properly SUV-ish. The bonnet is long. It has that typical solid SUVs look. A few other cars these days, they don't look very square and SUV-ish in a traditional way, but this looks rather solid. And the bonnet is a little long. If you can look at that roof, it's also very slightly sloping towards the rear to give it that sporty kind of a stance. You have 8 colors to choose from and 5 two-tone options, so that way you have a lot of options to choose from.
Are you doing something?
Alright, so that's about the exterior, and we can now have a look at the rear of the car as well. So LED lighting at the rear as well. Kia branding. You have this chrome piece connecting the 2 LEDs. High mount stop lamp, shark fin antenna. You have a sunroof, but not a panoramic sunroof. And the rear is also rather neatly done. The exhaust is there. So paint quality is very good. Everything looks very nice. A special thing that I wanted to tell you was about the 360-degree camera this car has. And a part of that would be this rear camera here. You also have sensors, rear wash and wipe, obviously the demister, this nice looking spoiler, chrome handles, chrome on the window sills as well. And this camera here will facilitate 360-degree view for you. There's a camera here as well up front. So it's surrounded by cameras, and let's have a look at the interior of the car as well. So let's see the rear seat first, and it gets a recline function, so for longer distances there won't be any problem. You can sit there very comfortably. The boot space has not been specified yet, but the seats look very nice, very comfortable. It looks like it's leather and it's perforated. Looks very high quality, very premium. You have an AC vent there, you have a USB socket and some space to spare. Then there are a lot of storage spaces. The sound system here is Bose, and if you look at the interior, it's very nicely done. That screen is 10.25 inch. You have a 7-inch MID and an 8-inch HUD, and apart from that, obviously you'll get cruise control. You'll have an engine start stop button there, and you have ventilated seats. And have a look, the car is shut and we are not allowed to go inside, but it looks very premium. You also have an ionizer inside, so you will have air freshener which will clear the air inside to make it very nice. As you can see there is a button for the ventilated seats, if you can see it. So the interior looks very premium, and apart from that, the Bose speakers are covered in a grille which is very angular in design, and you can choose different modes, and based on the mode that you have chosen, the ambient lighting will light up like a lounge, so it will look very nice. In terms of safety, you will get 6 airbags, traction control, ESP, hill hold assist, and as I mentioned, you have discs on all 4 sides. It's made of high strength steel, so all of that is taken care of. And if you see the IRVM, you'll see that there are a couple of buttons. One of the buttons says UVO, and UVO essentially is Kia's version of the connected car technology, wherein you are connected to the internet via a SIM, and you can send an SOS, and you can get RSA or roadside assistance by just pressing a button. So all of that has been provided. It's a connected car, and that seems to be the new trend of late. The MG Hector and Hyundai's very own Venue have featured those technologies, and this one will also come equipped with that tech. And I think a lot of people are going to want to have those technologies as default. So Kia are coming here with no holds barred, a lot of features and a fantastic design. In terms of engines, you'll have 3 engine options. There'll be a 1.4 turbo GDI, which would be the most powerful of the lot. Apart from that, you'll have a 1.5 naturally aspirated petrol, and you'll have a 1.5 liter diesel. But the more important thing is that Kia will be acing its Hyundai counterpart, which is obviously its parent company, and they'll be coming up with as many as 4 transmission options. There will be a 6-speed manual, there will be a 7-speed DCT or dual clutch, which will be coming only with the 1.4 turbo petrol, and there will be a 1.5 naturally aspirated petrol, as I told you, but there will also be a CVT and a 6-speed automatic. And now what I'm going to show you is the GT line, which is the sportier version of the Seltos, and the differences are essentially very visual. It will only be available in the 1.4 TGDI variant. This GT line will not be available on the 1.5 naturally aspirated or the 1.5 diesel. But the differences are primarily visual, and there is this very subtle red accent. If you can see it on the lower part of the front chin, there is a red accent there. Apart from that, if you can look at the wheels, there is a red accent there as well, and these wheels are different too. There is a red accent under that black line on the door, but it's not very visible because the car itself is red. So a lot of red accents on the GT line, and it's available only on the 1.4T GDI. The interior will also be black with the GT line badging and with contrasting red stitching. Let's have a look at the side. This is the red accent that I was talking about. The red accent here, and you have the GT line badging here, red accent here as well. And this is the interior of the GT line. As you can see, there is contrasting red stitching, all black interior, looks sportier. So this is the GT line for you. And since we have more space to move here, let me show you the car from all angles. Looks very nice, very nicely done. I really think that this is going to be the go-to car once it's launched in terms of design. Very, very nicely done. Now in terms of the presence here, Kia is boasting to be the first car maker to come with a solid presence. As many as 160 cities are covered at the launch itself, and 265 touch points. So a very, very solid presence at the outset. By 2021 they'll have as many as 360 touch points in India. So you can buy this car with a lot of assurance that you'll have a service station or a showroom very close by. So in that sense, they've done a fantastic job. And this is the third color, which is in white. So I thought I'll show you this one as well. And I'm very impressed with what these guys have to offer here. Fantastic, feature-rich car. There was a bit of a void in this segment, and I think this car is going to fill that void very, very nicely. I think I've covered most of the things that you guys probably would have wanted to know. But in case you have any other questions, if you wanted to know anything about this car that probably I have not answered, I'd be very happy to answer those questions. Put all your questions in the comment section below, and I'll be very happy to answer them. And until next time then, this is Amit Changani signing off. Rev hard, rev free, and drive safe.